Oh hey, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe the Blue Wizard, and today we're going to do something a little bit different than what you're used to seeing from me. Now don't worry guys, the food tutorials aren't going anywhere, I promise. I actually have some that are already filmed and are just waiting to be edited, so they'll be coming out soon. But I was watching Irene Walton's YouTube channel the other day, and if you don't already follow Irene, you really should, because she's hilarious and she does a lot of great things with food. So I'll link her down below for you guys to find her real easy. Well, anyway, she did a video where she was trying some of her childhood snacks and sort of reviewing them now that she's an adult. And I got to thinking, you know, there are a lot of foods that I used to eat as a kid that I just don't eat anymore for one reason or another. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I actually tested some of those foods and gave you guys a review? Because as I have gotten older, I like to think that my palate has gotten more sophisticated. And so maybe my tastes have changed. Maybe I don't like these foods anymore. Maybe that's the reason I don't eat them anymore. Well, anyway, we're gonna find out today. And maybe we might start rolling some of them into the regular rotation again if they actually are good anymore. So let's get started. So the first food that I'm going to try for you guys that I haven't eaten in a really long time is hot dogs. I know that's a little weird because hot dogs is not necessarily just a kid's food, but I just haven't eaten a hot dog in a really long time. But I used to eat them all the time when I was a kid. Not as much as my brother though. My brother was a little hot dog obsessed for a while, but we used to eat them all the time. And for whatever reason, I just sort of grew out of them. I just stopped eating them. For no particular reason, I didn't ever dislike hot dogs, but I just stopped eating them. And I probably haven't had a hot dog since college. I don't think I've had a hot dog. I can't remember a time since then that I've had one. So I decided, why not try it out? So I got some Oscar Mayer wieners over here that I'm going to test out for the first time in 10 years since I've had a hot dog. So let's test it out. So I've just boiled me up a hot dog and put it inside of a bun. First off, just a disclaimer, I am fully aware that there are other better quality hot dogs out there. I know everyone talks about the Hebrew Nationals and stuff like that, or the Vienna Beef hot dogs. I know that Oscar Mayer is not the cream of the crop of hot dogs, but that's what I used to eat when I was a kid. And we used to boil them. We didn't grill them, we didn't microwave them, we didn't do any of that kind of stuff. We just boiled them, okay? So again, we're just reliving the stuff that I did as a child. Let me show you how I put a hot dog together back when I was a kid. All right, so here's our hot dog, and I have it inside of a nice white, soft butternut bun, all right, which is my favorite type of bun. And the first thing that I put onto my hot dogs was some shredded cheddar cheese, okay? So we had to put some cheddar cheese on there. And sometimes we actually got a treat, and my parents would buy the cheddar cheese stuffed hot dogs, which were even better. And then on top of that, ketchup, okay? Again, right now, as an adult, ooh, hello. Right now, as an adult, I find the idea of this, mixing the cheese and the ketchup together, to be kind of disgusting, but that's what I used to eat when I was a kid. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So here we go, my first hot dog in 10 years. Here we go. So first off, it's not bad, but it's just very, very salty. All of that ketchup and the cheese and the hot dog and stuff, it's just very salty. I'm so glad that this bun is really thick, or else it would be unbearably salty. But on the whole, it's not bad. Again, the combination of the cheese and the ketchup is a little weird, but you know what? It's not a bad thing. I don't know, I'm gonna go for another bite. Okay, so my overall review, the hot dog wasn't bad, but it also wasn't great. Do I think that I'm gonna start eating hot dogs now because I retried it again? No, I'm probably not gonna start eating hot dogs. In fact, the rest of the hot dogs, I'm probably gonna see if my brother wants them because, I don't know, maybe he's still into hot dogs. Like I said, he went through a hardcore hot dog phase there for a while, but maybe he'll want them. So I'm probably not gonna add them to my rotation again. But I think it wasn't a bad experience, but I think I'm gonna stick to getting a hamburger at barbecues and cookouts from here on out, and leave the hot dogs to the people who like them even more than I do. But let me tell you what I am gonna keep eating forever and ever. This shredded cheese. Man, I love me some cheese. Fantastic. And it's sharp cheddar, my favorite. Love that. Yum. Well, anyway, on to the next lunch item. Which, by the way, did I mention all of these were items that I used to eat for lunch? I think I might have forgotten to mention that. These are all lunches from when I was a kid. So there you go. Next lunch item, pizza Lunchables. Okay, these came out actually when I was a young kid. And I remember when they first were introduced, everyone was like super excited. And that's like all the Lunchables that we had was pizza Lunchables all the time. I really, really enjoyed these when I was a kid. It was my favorite, preferable to the original Lunchables with just the meat and cheese. And fun fact, I actually lost my first 2 teeth eating a pizza Lunchable. When I was in kindergarten, I was just enjoying my pizza Lunchable, and then lunch was over, and I didn't even realize it until I got back to the classroom and the teacher pointed out that I was missing my 2 bottom teeth. So basically, the pizza Lunchable actually got me to eat my first 2 teeth. So there you go. That's a fun story. So anyway, let's crack open this box because it does not look, the boxes don't look the same as when I was a kid, and I haven't had a Lunchable of any kind since I was like, I think in middle school was the last time that I had any kind of Lunchable. So as I open the box and I pull it out, I see this looks a lot more familiar. This is what I'm used to seeing, okay? The little package with the crusts and the sauce and the pepperonis and the cheese and stuff like that. Oh, and look, a drink! I don't remember getting drinks in Lunchables. Was that a thing back when we were kids? I don't know. Oh, it's a Capri Sun too. Fruit punch, my favorite. Awesome. Well, I'm definitely gonna be trying that as well. But let's get into building our Lunchable, shall we? All right, so here's our Lunchable package. And it comes with a nice little Crunch Bar. Not my favorite candy, but you know, it's fun that it comes with a little something sweet. I remember these being firmer. This is like Flexi Crust over here. That is not how I remember it. All right, and then we've got the sauce, and then the pepperonis and cheese we'll add in a second. So you gotta put on the sauce first, and it has this nice little like squeeze thing inside of it. And you gotta spread it around with the bag because there's nothing like in the box to spread it around. So what I used to do is I used to take the part that you tear off of the bag and use that to spread the sauce around. And now we can throw on our pepperonis. For some reason, I remember them being smaller. These pepperonis are huge. There you are, 3 pepperonis, and then a little bit of the cheese. And it looks like there's a lot less cheese in this package than I remember there being, but maybe just things have changed. Maybe they're trying to be healthier, who knows? All right, so here's our little Lunchable pizza, ready to be snacked upon, all right? And again, like I said, I don't think I remember these pepperonis being so huge, but there you go. This is disappointing. Guys, it's not good. It's not good. I honestly remember this being a whole lot better. I remember there being more cheese. I remember the pepperonis being smaller. I remember the sauce tasting different. I mean, remember the crust being firmer. It's just not the same, man. Lunchables, you gotta go back to the way that things were before, man. Those pizzas were a lot better. Let me try one more bite and see if it's any better. Nope. Still trash. We're done with that. Anyway, now let's try for the Capri Sun. I hope that hasn't like changed on me. You gotta be careful with these Capri Suns because if you make one mistake, one mix up on that pouch, man, that's it, it's over. You can't get it back. Ah, got it. All right, here we go. I'm telling you, that's one thing that better never change, man. Capri Suns, that is where it's at. I'm gonna finish this. This is fantastic. Capri Sun, you know what you're doing. And don't they say it's like, supposed to be like 100% juice or something? Wait, hold on. Fruit punch flavored juice drink blend. Is it not like 100% juice anymore? I don't know, still tastes good. Yeah. All right, guys, so the next lunch I am exceedingly proud of. Guys, this next lunch that I'm gonna show you was the first recipe that the Little Blue Wizard ever came up with on his own. Now, I say recipe, but it's really recipe. But back when I was a kid, I thought like I was a genius, okay? So, and it really involves these, okay? Ritz crackers, which they make in like tiny packages now. Like, when did that start happening? These little packages of Ritz crackers. I mean, I'm here for it, it's great, that's cool. When I was a kid, I looked on the box of Ritz crackers with the suggested serving methods or whatever, and they had a Ritz cracker with some peanut butter and jelly on it. And I said, you know what? Peanut butter and jelly is like a sandwich, and they put it on a Ritz cracker. What if I take like the stuff for a regular sandwich and put it on a Ritz cracker too? Wouldn't that be great? Again, I am fully aware that in my adulthood that this is probably the stupidest thing that you can do with a Ritz cracker, but when I was a child, I was exceedingly proud of what I had done. So I ate it all of the time. And I'm going to share with you how I put together my little Ritz cracker sandwich thingies. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing you do is you start off with your Ritz crackers, and then we're going to add a little bit of mayo, Hellmann's for sure. Hashtag not sponsored, but Hellmann's, hey, I'm here ready, willing, and able. And then you add on your meat. I got a little honey roasted toiki over here. Yum. And then of course you have to add your cheese, because what sandwich is complete without cheese? Which is incidentally my favorite food. Have I mentioned that before, that cheese is my favorite? And then last but not least, I always topped off my little cracker sandwiches with a little bit of dill relish. Not sweet relish, because that stuff is disgusting. I still maintain that sweet relish is gross, okay? But we're using dill relish here. And there you go, little cracker sandwiches. Okay, so I have to admit, looking at them right now, I'm saying to myself, man, kids are stupid. Because again, when I was a kid, I was like pumped about these. I thought that I had invented like the world's next thing back when I was a kid. I think I was like 7 or 8 when I started putting these together, and I just thought it was like, this was it, okay? But you know, whatever. Like I said, they don't look too impressive, but I'm sure they're gonna taste good. Like I said, I thought that these were like the most awesome thing in the world when I was a kid. You know what, kids? I take back everything that I just said. I was right when I was a kid. This stuff is awesome. I think I'm gonna start making these. And I've got a ton of Ritz crackers now. So I think I'm gonna start making these like on the regs, because that's fantastic. Little Blue Wizard, coming in for the clutch, even when he was a kid. Rock on. Delicious. All right, so our last and final lunch is the last and final because it's the one that involves the most work, and it's the one that I'm the most curious about, because it has been forever since I've had something like this. I'm curious to see whether it's as good as when I was a kid, because I used to look forward to eating this every time that my mom made it for me. That is Kraft macaroni and cheese. Now, I have obviously eating macaroni and cheese since I've become an adult, but I have not had like the Kraft cheesy powder macaroni and cheese since I was a kid. Most of the times I'm making macaroni and cheese from scratch myself, and then even when I do get the box, I get like the deluxe box, you know, with like the cheese sauce that you pour over the noodles and stuff like that. I don't ever use the powdered stuff. So I'm curious to see if it sort of holds up to like my brain's memory of how good it was when I was a kid, because like this was the ish. But anyway, let's head to the kitchen and put this together. All right, here we go. We have our box of mac and cheese. I have my little pan on the stove. Oh look, there's instructions on the box. How fun. We don't need those. I've made this like 100 billion times when I was a kid, so I don't think I'll be needing those anymore. In fact, I make it a little bit differently than what you might have seen on the box. So let me show you the right way to make a Kraft mac and cheese. All right, so the first thing that I do differently is that I don't actually cook the pasta the way you're supposed to cook it. In fact, I don't cook like pasta regularly this way. This is like the 100% wrong thing to do. But I found with the Kraft mac and cheese that it actually just makes the process go faster, and it doesn't really change anything about it. So I just throw the pasta in with the water and set it to go to a boil. And by the time that the pasta boils, by the time that the water boils, the pasta is done. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we have boilage. I don't even need to test it. I have done this so many times. I am confident that the pasta is done. So I'm gonna strain it out, give it a good little strain, put it back in the pot. And now we can add our milk, our butter, and our cheese powder, because that's a thing. And then give it a stir until everything's combined. All right, I'll see you guys back when it's time to taste. So looking at it in the bowl, as you can see here, the first thing that I kind of notice is that it sort of has like a highlightery orange kind of color to it, which I don't know if it's showing up on camera that way, but you know, it's definitely not like legit mac and cheese color. And it's not really like a color that, I don't know, food should be maybe? I don't know. It's just, it seems to me like you could probably make it look a little bit more like natural macaroni and cheese. So Kraft, like maybe that might be a good idea. It might give you a better, you know, better picture out there, but you know, whatever. Giving it a smell, it doesn't really put off a lot of smell. Like legit macaroni and cheese, like it's got a good smell to it. Like you can smell it in your house, like just delicious cheesy smell and stuff all over the place. And this just kind of smells plasticky. I don't know. We'll try it and see if it's as good as I remember it being, in spite of the early sort of negative response that my body is having to it. But anyway, let's try it. Here we go. Okay, well, it doesn't taste like cheese. It's kind of got, I don't know, like it's not powdery, but it almost tastes powdery. The pasta is kind of weird, being that it's like little straight, tiny little chunks and stuff, but honestly, I'm kind of here for it, you know? It's actually not bad. Listen. Is it as good as the actual stuff, like making macaroni and cheese from scratch? No. Is it a good substitute though? Also no. Will I ever buy it again? 3 times, no. But will I probably finish this bowl after I turn off the camera? Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. It definitely has its place, okay? So again, I'm not gonna be rushing to stop making homemade macaroni and cheese, or like even using this over the deluxe box of macaroni and cheese anytime soon, but it definitely has its place. And it definitely was easy to make and easy to put together and stuff like that. So like, if that's what you're looking for, is just complete like ease of use and stuff like that, nah, I would still go for the deluxe stuff. The deluxe stuff is even easier because there's literally nothing that you have to measure. It's literally make the pasta and put the cheese sauce in. So really, I honestly don't know why this product is still around, other than like nostalgia, because it definitely tastes like your childhood. It definitely tastes like, man, it takes me back, all right, eating this stuff. And it's not bad. It's definitely not bad, but it's also kind of not good. And that's the tea. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I super appreciate it. I just decided to try doing something a little bit different this time, and I hope that you guys like it. If you did like this video, please make sure to give that like button a good old slap. You know, the like button down there. It looks like this. Yeah, hit that button. And while you're down there, why don't you hit the subscribe button as well as the little bell for notifications? This way you're notified every time that I post a new video. If there's any foods that you guys want me to try in the future, anything strange or different, or you know, just something that you've never had before, or a product you want me to test that's food related, leave me a comment down below. I'd be happy to do it for you. Normally on this channel, I do recipe tutorials. If you're interested in any of that content or in any of my recipes, make sure that you head straight to bluewizardfood.com. And don't forget, you can catch up with me on social media on both Instagram and Twitter at Joe the Blue Wiz. Well, that's all that we have time for here today, kids. And remember, you don't have to be a professional chef or even a wizard in order to make magic in your kitchen.